nightmare is now official. The Kansas City Chiefs, once again, are the best team in professional football.
What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Beat of KC. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas Murphy, and I think Colin Cowherd said it best in the intro. The Kansas City Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, they are back. And I think the reason why they are back is the whole reason why I wanted to design and provide this video to you all. I think Patrick Mahomes is having one of the most incredible seasons we're going to see from him for his career. Patrick Mahomes is going to lead you to an MVP, and we're going to be talking about that. We're going to provide you some statistics. We're really going to break it down. Compare him to guys like Josh Allen. Compare him to guys like Baker Mayfield, who he is going to be challenging throughout the rest of the year for that ultimate prize, and that is the MVP. So without further ado, we're going to jump in and we're really going to dive in and talk about this. So as the 2025 NFL season hits the midpoint in October, Patrick Mahomes is emerging as a frontrunner for the MVP. Now, blending that with elite statistical production, his dual threat capabilities, his dynamic capabilities of that dual threat, and clutch leadership that continues keeping the Kansas City Chiefs in contention despite their rough start. While betting odds might favor others like Josh Allen currently, and we're seeing Baker Mayfield kind of hang there, especially with how the type of season he's having. Baker Mayfield is balling, ladies and gentlemen. A deeper dive reveals why Mahomes' all-around impact sets him apart. And we're gonna create a compelling case for you right now. Now, the first topic we're really going to talk about is the stellar passing efficiency and volume. Now, Mahomes has thrown for 1,514 yards through the 6 games so far. That ranks him 6th lead wide with 11 touchdowns, tied for 5th against quarterbacks, and just the 2 interceptions, demonstrating pinpoint accuracy and decision-making under pressure. And that's really his forte, ladies and gentlemen. We see how Patrick Mahomes handles pressure. We often see the phrase that's coined, Mahomes magic, come when he's under pressure. Now, his completion percentage hovers around 64.8%. I think that's phenomenal. And his passer rating sits at 99, showcasing efficiency that's elite, even by his own lofty standards. And that's something that Patrick Mahomes really does, is hold himself accountable. I said this in one of my videos, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Mahomes really kind of holds himself to a standard when he's off the field. He doesn't talk a whole lot of trash. He's very professional. But I can guarantee you, when he crosses that white line and goes into the playing field, he's going to be talking some smack. But the thing is, he backs it up. He plays to that standard. Compare this to reigning MVP favorite Josh Allen, who is currently playing, and to be honest with you, struggling against the Atlanta Falcons. Josh Allen has managed only 1,217 passing yards. Obviously, that's going to change throughout this game. He's tied for 15th. He has 9 touchdowns. That is now 10 because he did throw one in that game. Through the same span with similar 2 interceptions, he did add an interception in that game as well, but less overall volume. Now, Baker Mayfield edges Mahomes in yards, so he has 1,539, which places him 4th in the NFL, and touchdowns, which he has 12, tied for 3rd. So Baker's balling, ladies and gentlemen. He goes to Tampa and is absolutely playing his best football. But his 1 interception comes with a lower QBR, so he currently has 70.6, which has him 9th, and far less rushing yards, which obviously Baker's not a threat when it comes to the running, but he can do it. Now, Mahomes' ability to rack up big numbers while minimizing turnovers, as we've seen so far this year, is really the foundation for his MVP candidacy. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is that unmatched dual threat versatility. And I would say before we would really be talking about Lamar Jackson in this category. And Lamar is still having some good numbers, but the fact is he has that hamstring injury and has not played. So he's really, really hurting his MVP candidacy, and the fact that his team is just abysmal and everyone is hurt really kind of hurts his case for even being considered for the MVP. Now, what elevates Mahomes above being just a pure pocket passer is his rushing prowess this year. We've seen Patrick Mahomes run the football. He leads his team in carries, and he also leads his team in rushing yards, with 222 yards on 38 carries. He's averaging 5.8 yards per attempt, and he has 4 touchdowns on the ground, making him one of the top rushing QBs early in this season. This adds up to 15 total touchdowns, so he has the 11 passing to his 4 rushing touchdowns in a league where mobility wins games, and we've seen that. We have seen that with Mahomes this year. Now, his legs have been crucial in extending drives and scoring in the red zone, which I think really helps him. There are times where the Kansas City Chiefs struggle to really kind of have good play calls when it comes to the red zone. They, in years past, we've seen some creativity. We've seen some trick plays. This year, we really haven't seen a whole lot of that. We've seen a lot of relying on Mahomes to really pan through his progressions and then react. And when he reacts, often if those options aren't open, he's running for the end zone. Now, last night against the Lions, they had a designed option play that you would see typically in a college football game. He snaps the football, he runs, peels off with the running back, fakes a pitch, and goes into the end zone, ladies and gentlemen. So we're seeing that, and I really think that that's important. Now, again, we're going to emphasize, in a league where mobility wins games, Mahomes' legs have been crucial in extending drives and scoring in the red zone, as seen with his 4th rushing touchdown, and that came against the Lions, which we just talked about. Now, no other top contender matches this complete package. Mayfield has just 158 rushing yards with 0 scores, and currently Josh Allen has 212, but obviously that's changed a little bit because of the game that is currently going on with 3 touchdowns on the ground. Now, obviously, I think over time there's a chance Josh Allen, just naturally how he plays the game, there's a chance he could pass Mahomes in this category, but we'll just have to see it because we haven't seen Mahomes do this type of running really kind of in his years. This is something new, really, as fans. I mean, we've seen Mahomes get out of the pocket. We've seen him run when he needs to in crucial situations, but it's not week in and week out. We're seeing that week in and week out now. Now, clutch performance. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that this is the most important piece out of this entire thing. Is the fact that Patrick Mahomes is so clutch. The Mahomes magic. The Chiefs sit at 3-3, but Mahomes has been the driving force behind their resurgence, including a dominant Week 6 victory over the Detroit Lions, who we anticipate will be in the playoffs. The Detroit Lions are a phenomenal football team, ladies and gentlemen. There is no discredit there, and obviously Campbell has them playing out of their minds. Dan Campbell is a phenomenal football coach. He has them playing phenomenal football in a market that never sleeps. One name rises above the rest. Lisa Miller from Miller-Lynch Real Estate, trusted by hundreds and recognized across the Midwest. She delivers results when it matters the most. With over 13 years of experience and licenses in both Kansas and Missouri, Lisa isn't just selling houses. She's helping you find a place to call home. Whether you are a first-time home buyer, looking to upsize, or selling your current home, Lisa makes the process smooth and stress-free. As a local expert passionate about building lasting relationships, she ensures her clients feel confident and satisfied every step of the way. Don't wait, your perfect home is just a call away. Contact Lisa today at 913-579-3246 or 913-369-3000 or visit lisamillersaleskc.com. Let Lisa Miller at Lynch Real Estate help you start your next exciting chapter. And let her know the beat of KC, Lucas Murphy, sent you her way. And that's obviously where he orchestrated a penalty-free, high-scoring affair that silenced doubters. And I think the big thing is the fact that they're scoring 30 points again. And that's just kind of like, the floor. We've seen 30 points multiple times this year, where last year I think we only saw it twice. And so the Kansas City Chiefs are finding ways to really get this offense humming and buzzing, and it's absolutely been a phenomenal thing. Now, this win evened their record at 3-3, like we stated, and reignited the championship talk, with fans and analysts buzzing. Again, the 2025 MVP now has to mention Patrick Mahomes. We're seeing people that are talking heads on ESPN, NFL Network, on social medias like X, and all these other places now accounting for the fact that Patrick Mahomes is doing what we expected him to do, and he's going above and beyond, ladies and gentlemen. So while Allen has the Bills, obviously they boast a stronger record, that's implied by their odds. Obviously, that could change. That can change today, especially playing the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Mahomes is carrying a Chiefs squad with a defensive strength, but they have had their offensive challenges. That is going to change as well. Now, they're averaging 25.8 points per game, largely on the shoulders of Patrick Mahomes, and he has a QBR ranked 5th in the league, ahead of Mayfield, who is at 9th, and Allen, who is at 6th. and underscoring his value in advanced metrics. I really think that's important. Now, this final thing we're going to talk about is really kind of the narrative and momentum behind this entire thing. Mahomes isn't just putting up numbers, he's defying narratives of Chiefs' decline, which continuously comes about even though they've gone to the last, 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. And after a 3-3 start where you got to account for the fact that there were injuries, there were suspensions, which we'll talk about. So positioning them as contenders in a tough AFC West, which we're really seeing that kind of come to fruition this year. The first 6 games have been a gauntlet, ladies and gentlemen. And with a suspension, like I stated, to Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy going out on the 3rd play in the first game of the season and really kind of having to work his way back in, now we're seeing Xavier Worthy come back, but he missed some time. And he still managed, and when I say he, Patrick Mahomes still managed to carry this team with the product that he was provided. According to TeamRankings.com, the Kansas City Chiefs currently have the 4th toughest remaining schedule. Now, betting markets have Patrick Mahomes at a plus 370. That is currently, obviously the fluctuation can change, behind Allen's plus 150. But that's undervaluing the trajectory. Recent rankings place him above Allen in QB indices. As the season progresses, expect his odds to tighten, especially if Kansas City strings together wins, which we anticipate will happen. They are getting ready to take on the Las Vegas Raiders at home. And so they're going to be really kind of starting to project in a positive way when it comes to the win category. And so Kansas City really has the opportunity to string the wins together. In a wide open MVP race currently, Mahomes' combination of those stats we provided, the versatility which we provided, and the intangibles, the Mahomes magic, makes him the player most valuable to his team's success. That's what the MVP is all about. If the award goes to the QB who elevates his squad the most, it's Mahomes to lose. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. I really appreciate you checking out this video. Make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Guys, if you can't tell, I am hyped, I'm amped because my quarterback is playing out of his mind. The narratives are being rewritten and the Kansas City Chiefs are having success, ladies and gentlemen. I end every video the exact same way. Have a good day.